I would like to acknowledge that this video is being filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander or First Nations people who may be watching this video today. Hi everyone, it's Steph here, and I thought I would show you a bit of a flip through of my 2022 book journal setup. So I was going to film the process of doing this, and I actually filmed this video about 3 times where I was actually putting this together, and every time I had some kind of technical issue. So in the end, I just sat in front of the TV, put it together, and now I'm going to share with you what I've done. So I am going to be using a Luxbook planner. Now I've mentally blanked on what this planner is called, but I will leave it linked down below. It's the second version of the same planner that I was using for the second half of 2021. I really enjoy this layout, but I have had a lot of fun customizing it and changing things up. So you can see here, this is the front cover. These are some digital stickers that I had, and what you'll probably notice is that, let's turn this on. I have done some really heavy customization because it's, oh, there you go, it's the Hello Gorgeous planner. But I have actually gone in and made sure to customize this the way that I want it to. I've learned a lot about digital journaling and planning over the last 12 months. I'm learning lots of new tricks and hacks in Goodnotes every day. So I'm including a lot of these in here. But anyway, I'm really happy with what the front cover looks like, and I am just going to show you how I've set everything up for the start of the year. Some things are filled in, some things aren't yet. I am filming this at the end of December, so there's nothing in there in terms of content of what I've actually read, but I thought I would talk through my process just a little bit. So this is the contents page that comes with the journal. I've just covered this up because what I'll probably do at the end of the year is go in and put in just the list of what I've included in the planner. This is all hyperlinked for the actual document, but because I've added pages, deleted pages, moved things around, the links really don't matter to me. Again, this is another page that had the welcome letter from the person who created the journal. I don't need that, so I've just covered it up, and I'll probably do some kind of collage here. I haven't decided what yet, but I thought rather than just delete this page, I'm going to keep it for now. There is an About Me page, which I've started filling out down here at the bottom, and I've started putting in some photos, but I haven't put in my story. I'm probably going to put a quote or something up there, and then another photo of me later on. This is a collage page that comes with the planner. I don't think I'm going to keep it, but I can't bring myself to delete it just yet, but give me a couple of days, it'll probably be gone. And then this is the main contents links page for the planner. I have covered a lot of things up, like I've added the title book journal, there was something else there. I've covered up this white section at the top, which had a whole lot of other links, but I've put my word for the year, which is reset. You've got links to the calendar, daily notes and templates. I will probably cover that up at some point and maybe put another quote in there. And then I've got links to my dividers. So these all work. I've been adding them in. After my main book journaling things, I've got a space for trackers. I've got space for things that are on my radar, my physical TBR, fan art, other art, book recommendations from specific people, podcasts, etc. And then also a video ideas section. And then I've put in the little sticker, make it happen, down at the bottom, and I'm really happy with how this page is looking. So then there's just a calendar. This page is sort of like the perpetual year at a glance calendar. However, I've switched it up to be book releases. So in here, I've already written in a lot of the titles that I'm anticipating this year so that I know when they're coming out. I do have a video on most of these books, so I'll leave that linked on the screen. The next page is just going to be my dumping ground for colour palettes and things like that initially. I may or may not keep this in here when I print the planner up at the end of the year. However, for now, I've got it in here. At the moment, this is sort of the colour scheme I'm going to be going for with my YouTube video covers, at least for the first part of the year. I really like this combo, and there'll be a few other bits and pieces thrown in as well. And then we come to the actual calendar. So this is where I have previously tracked my YouTube video covers, and when they go live, I have tracked the books that I've read each week, and I've also been doing a little bit of memory keeping in here. So while it is strictly a book journal, the memory keeping stuff has been easy to throw in here, but I don't use it as a daily planner. I use it more as a reflective tool. So this planner came with these dividers for the daily pages. However, I decided to grab them and throw them in for the monthly calendar overview. I found this picture on, it must have been Google, because I was looking up images for the year of the tiger. So I decided to include this image in here because I really, really liked how it looked. It kind of gives me Kate Daniels feels. I know it's not, but I've thrown it in here because it really makes me happy. And then we come to my January calendar. So this is where I'll be putting in any YouTube covers. So typically what I have done in the past, if I can find one of my covers, there'll be something in here somewhere, is I've normally put them in like this in the planner, but I'm actually wondering, I know it's going to look a little bit weird because it'll be on the side, but I might even fill up the box and turn them on the side. But that we will decide once I actually have January video covers. So my color scheme for this month is sort of that raspberry pink that was the first color in the color palette, and I've also thrown in some yellow because one of the sticker sets had these really gorgeous color palettes, and that's basically what I'm going to try and keep the overarching sort of color scheme for this month. It may not stay that way. I tend to change my mind constantly, but for now this is what I'm going with. This layout is my preferred layout for memory keeping. I just like that I've got a little bit of space for each day, and then on the right hand side of the screen I tend to include photos from the week, any memes or funny things that I've found online. I have been trying to have a weekly photo of myself because I hate taking photos of myself. I do not look good in photos, but I have been trying to remember to keep them in my planner. It's my way of desensitizing myself a little bit, I suppose. It's also been good because I've been able to look back and see, there were some weeks where I was really tired and also weeks where I had really great weeks, and it's a good way of tracking that visually for me. So there'll be one of these pages for each week in January, and then at the end of every month I'm going to fill in this currently template which came with the planner. So I've started dropping bits and pieces in here that I would like to use. We'll see if I actually use it, but my goal is to. And this one has things like what have you been wearing, reading and watching, loving, quoting, etc. So hopefully I'll fill that in. And then we move into the book part of January. So at the start, to differentiate between the weekly memory keeping and the weekly reading, I usually put in my TBR or any things that I have to read. So this year I've decided I'm going to be having a couple of self-imposed challenges that I want to track. So one is going to be that every month I'm going to randomly select a page on my Kindle, probably just, random number generator or something like that. And I've got it set to the visual format, so I see 6 book covers on each page. I'm going to just put the 6 book covers here on my screen so that I remember to try and pick those books up just to read through some of the stuff that's on my Kindle. There's no punishment for what I'm doing. If I don't read them, I don't read them. No big deal. I've also got here some buddy reads. So I'm definitely rereading I Station with Kirsty in January, and I'll also have some Kate Daniels buddy reads going on as well with Heather and Megan. But I'm not sure which Kate Daniels books I'll have to read, so I haven't put them in yet. My second self-imposed challenge is to read through my physical TBR. I'm going to try and do that by alphabet. So in January, I'm going to try and read the books that start with A and B. And then finally, I've got my NetGalley e-arcs, which I've popped in here with the dates that they are released. I'm a little bit behind on a couple of these, so I will try and catch up this month. And the rest of this space will be used for anything else that comes up that I would like to read. And then we come to my choice for my book journal spreads. So I have been using this layout, which has a rectangle for each day of the week, but I'm also wondering whether I just have a blank page and I fill it in any way I like. So I can make some books bigger or smaller. I can add quotes, or I can do book reviews. I haven't decided yet. I have used both types of layouts in my book journaling before, but I've set them both up so I've got something to start off with. Now, the first week of January overlaps with the last week of December, so what I will do is fill in that week in my 2021 planner and then also copy and paste it over into my 2022 planner, just so that it's in both. And then we go into the next lot of months. So we go February. All I've done so far is put in the dates for these, and March, etc. So then we go through. So if I skip past all of those to my notes section, in here I have put in a social media stats tracker. I don't typically religiously record all this information, but I want to be a little bit more conscious of some things just out of pure interest. So it'll be here. I'll hopefully try and remember to do it at the end of every month. Knowing me, I'll probably forget, but we'll try. I'm also going to include any yearly reading challenges in here just as a place to keep them. So there's Kayla's Buzzword Reading Challenge. I may or may not do this, but I've got it in there anyway, just in case I want to. And then we move into my custom dividers, the ones that I've set up for myself. So the first one is Tracker, and this is going to be where I really sort of track my star rating for some of these books. So down the bottom, you'll see I've got a color-coded guide for star ratings. And what will happen is when I have read a book, I'll come in here and I'll color in the book. Could probably also do this with a highlighter. If this was a 6-star read, my coloring is not great, but anyway, 6-star read. What's a 6-star read for me? I'd come in and write in the title, and then at the end of the year I'll have a bookshelf. I used to do this all the time in my actual physical bullet journal when I did keep one, but I made this one up as a template, which I will leave linked down below if you would like to use it. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to use this one, and so I've put a couple of pages in there. Next, I have my On My Radar, which are my anticipated releases. So I had the release dates at the start of the planner. I wanted to put the covers in, and as I read them, I can mark in my star ratings if I want to. That's what I've got so far. I can add in more pages if I like. That again is another tracker that I have, so if you're interested in that, I will leave that in the Google Drive link down below. Then we have my physical TBR. So as I said, I'm planning on reading through all the physical books that I have that are unread. These currently sit in a TBR cart. I've grabbed all the covers because I'm a fairly visual person, and I've added them all in here, and I'll just add any extra ones that I acquire at some point as well. I've included a section for fan art, which is something that I had in there last year and I really liked because a couple of my favourite authors and favourite series have people who do fan art for them. So I usually grab that and throw it in there because it makes me happy. So there's nothing in here at the moment. Then I've got other art. So these are things that I find. Again, I may not keep these two in here because obviously I've got the first image on one of my dividers. But for now, I've just dropped them in here so that I've got reminders of the new year and the year of the tiger, so they're there. And then another section I thought of was book recommendations that I get from various places, so like the Bonkers Romance podcast and the Fated Mates podcast, and also I am forever reading books that Heather tells me to read, so she gets her own page. and Bree is another person where I get a lot of books from, so she gets her own page as well, and so on and so forth. So I'll just keep adding pages for people or podcasts or themes that I hear about and drop the covers in here so that I remember these are things to keep on my radar. Some things I might pick up straight away, but I'm going to try and make a conscious effort not to just acquire books, even in ebook form, for the sake of it. I was going through my Kindle the other day and I think I deleted about 180 titles that I was no longer interested in reading. And that just made me feel so much better because I didn't have those books hanging over my head. So the final section that I have set up is the video ideas section. And this one is because in 2022, I am planning on filming more themed book recommendation videos. So I'll still have my weekly wrap-ups, but what I want to do is go through sort of the last 2 years worth of reading, particularly with romance books because I've read so many of them. And I want to recommend books by tropes or by theme or something like that. And so far I've put in some that I've already started thinking about by trope, and I've used Bree's awesome trope digital stickers, which I'll leave a link to her Etsy store down below where you can purchase these because they're awesome. What I'll do is I'll just go in and I'll write down the books that I have recommended when I've filmed that video so that I've got a record of it for the future. And then there's one last sort of official divider, but I can obviously make as many more as I like. I think that's pretty much everything. The rest of this planner is just the templates that are still there. Now this planner originally, when I purchased it, has something like 600 pages and I've deleted a significant number of them just to have my basic information in here. So yes, that is my 2022 book journal setup. I may or may not be in this one for the entire year. I don't know. I'm tentatively planning on trying to use this one, but if I find something else, maybe I might grab that. Although that said, the beauty of a digital planner is you can literally grab and drag and drop things from anywhere and add them into your planner layouts. So I can add horizontal pages in here if I want to, if I get sick of using the portrait. However, I probably won't do that because I do want to get it printed, and it's much easier to do these sorts of things when everything's all the same orientation. So that is it for this little walkthrough on how I've set everything up. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. I wasn't planning on doing a 2021 flip through of my digital book journal until I got it printed, but if you would like to see the digital flip through of that one, let me know as well. I can always jump on and film that one. But yes, thank you very much for watching. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Are you planning on keeping a book journal in 2022? Will it be physical or digital? I'd love to hear. I do have a free digital journal that you can download if you want one of your own, so I'll leave that linked on the screen and down below as well. And if you want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, leave any kind of flower emoji. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.